Hello, everybody. I'm back once again. God is still speaking through visions and dreams. I want to start off. I want to. I want to talk about a little something here. We must prepare. We must prepare for the days ahead. We must prepare ourselves for the days ahead. Days ahead. Um, Proverbs 22 says. Proverbs 22:3 says, "A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but a simple pass on and are punished." Okay? When you know trouble is coming, you make preparations. You prepare for it. When you know it's coming. We know trouble is coming. We know an economic downturn is coming. We know war is coming. Okay? We know civil unrest is coming. We know Jesus Christ is coming. Okay? We know the millennial reign is coming. We should make preparations. We should prepare for it. I wish the church was more prepared for certain things. I mean, I think we know that these things are coming, but look like the church is starting to drift. You know, and when I say the church, I'm not talking about my own local church. I mean the church in general. Since COVID, look like the church in general is just drifting. But we know there are things that are coming, and the Bible said a prudent man hides himself and make preparations. Okay, but a simple person sees the danger coming and walks straight into it and is punished. Okay? We're going to talk about making preparations for the second coming of Christ and making preparations to die. All right? Much of what we read in the scripture about Christ coming in a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, well, in a moment, in an hour that you think not, in a day that you think not. It's not talking about the rapture, but it's talking about calamities. I will come in an hour that you think not. A day that you least expect. It's talking about calamities there. It's not talking about the rapture. And we'll have a lot of this. If you read Matthew the 24th chapter, you see all the places where he's going to come for people. Wars and rumors of wars. Okay, he's going to come for people through wars. He said earthquakes. He's going to come for people through earthquakes. Violent uprising, nation arising against nation, nationalities against nationalities. He's going to come for people through civil unrest. He said the diseases and pestilence was coming. He's going to come for people through diseases and pestilence, coronavirus and different type of viruses and sicknesses. He's going to come for people through tsunamis. He's going to come for people through different sicknesses, and he's going to come for people through all sorts of things. Okay, this is what he's talking about. In a day, in an hour that you think not. This is not talking about the rapture. Okay? So we must know how to prepare for his coming. And we must know how to not let that day overtake us like a thief. Okay, when the Lord talks about coming as a thief, he's not talking about the rapture. Okay? He said the thief come not but to steal, kill, and to destroy. That's not the rapture. All right? If a person is not watching and he's not praying and watching and careful, that day, what day? the day of his death will come over him, will come and overtake him like a thief. A thief come not but to steal, kill, and to destroy. The person might end up losing something, or something being stolen from him. He'll suffer loss. Okay, he'll suffer loss. So we must be watching and prayerful. We don't want that day to overtake us like a thief. Watch what you say. Watch what you think. Watch how you respond to the police officer that pulls you over. Okay? Watch. Be careful. Okay? Watch how you handle road rage out on the street. Watch. Be careful. Okay? When you're going out to eat, watch. Okay? Don't just cram anything in your mouth. Pay attention to what you're eating. Bless your food. All of that. It's just so many things you have to watch. We're in the last days, the very last minute. Watch and pray. Okay? Pray to hear God's voice, to respond to His Spirit. Pray that you have strength enough, the Bible said, to pass through all these things, the earthquakes, the pestilence, the sicknesses, the wars, that you have strength enough to pass through all these things. All right? So you must know how to prepare for His second coming. What I'm gonna do right now is more of an introduction. I'm gonna try not to be too long with this because I don't want to bore you. Okay, I want you to watch the next videos. But we need to be prepared for the second coming of Christ. Okay, He's coming for many through these various catastrophes before He comes back in the rapture. Okay? We could be sitting here right now and we don't know, a meteor could come out of anywhere and wipe half the city out. You know how many people that would take out? Will they be ready? Christ will have come for them. Okay? A nuclear bomb could strike the city in any moment. Okay? That's Christ coming for people. Another virus can strike the country in any moment. There's a lot of things, people. Okay? People that's on the east and west coast, so they could have a tsunami at any moment and take out tens of thousands of people. Earthquake in the Midwest, take out tens of thousands of people. This is what He's talking about, man. When you read the entire chapter of Matthew 24, okay, He can come through all those things. All right, you don't see anything about the rapture until the 31st verse. But this is what He's talking about. Watch and pray, okay, because you know not the day or the hour. This is what He's talking about, the day or the hour. He's not talking about the rapture, because as I explained in the other videos, that you will know the day of the rapture. After the abomination of desolation takes place, you will know. Okay, and I explained that in my other videos, and I can explain it again if you want, if you like. And it's very simple. It's not complicated at all. Okay? When the Bible spells out something very plain and very clear, I mean, what's the point in arguing over it? Okay, just accept what the Word says. Okay, but this is what I want to talk about. We must prepare ourselves for the second coming. There's a number of things He told us to do to prepare ourselves for the second coming. Okay, the second coming includes Him coming like a thief. Okay, the thief come not but to steal, kill, and to destroy. He's coming for many like a thief. And if you're not watching, if you're not prayerful, if you're not careful, that day will overtake you like a thief. All right? And you will suffer loss. There were things that you're going to lose. Listen, I think I experienced that once, man. I've suffered loss before. I've suffered loss. Listen, people, listen. There are things that we have been praying for. There are things we have been waiting for. There are things we have been hoping for. There are things we have been believing for. And God have heard our prayers. Okay? He has heard our prayers. And He's coming to promote you. He's coming to answer your prayers and promote you. But you must be ready. You must be watching. You must be waiting. Okay? Jesus, before He was crucified, He prayed and He said to the Father, "It is time that I be glorified." Did you hear that? He prayed to the Father. He said, "Father, it is time. The time has come that your Son may be glorified." Now, you would think, glorified? Okay, wow. God is going to make Him look great. God is going to promote Him, and He's going to shine. She's going to shine. The world going to see Him, and He's going to look great. Because God is about to glorify Him. He went straight to the cross. He was spit on, slapped, mocked, ridiculed. He was betrayed. He was mistreated, and He was wounded and beaten and hung on the cross naked and humiliated, and that's glorified? But yeah, that's what He had to go through to be glorified and in order to reach that glorification. When Christ comes to elevate you, to promote you, to answer your prayers that you've been waiting on for your husband, for your marriage, for whatever, your job, your health, your whatever you've been waiting for so long, you must be in position with the right attitude. If you're not, you're going to suffer loss. Job, do y'all remember the story of Job? He did not get his promotion until after he went through 7 years of trouble. Sickness, death all around him. Okay? That's when he was that's when he was glorified. After the trouble. All right? That's the way it works, people. But if Job had not had the right attitude during this time of trouble, he would have lost everything. He would have lost everything. If he had had the wrong attitude and gave up during this time of trouble, he would have lost everything, even his life. Okay? I believe at one point in my life, I suffered loss. I kept reading this parable in Matthew, where is that? Matthew 24. For years I kept reading this parable and I didn't understand it. It says, wait a minute, let me see, can I find it here? Matthew 24 and 45. It says, "Who then is a faithful and wise servant whom his Lord has made ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season? Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find him doing." You must be in position. You must be at your posts when Christ comes for you. You must be in the position that He has left you. You must be waiting with the right attitude. Look at this. Really, I say unto you that He shall make him rule over all his house, if he's in position, if he's waiting. But if that evil servant shall say in his heart, "My Lord delayeth his coming. My Lord delayeth his coming. My Lord is taking too long. Jesus Christ is coming too long. He promised me He was going to do this for me. He was going to do that for me. But He's taking too long." So if that evil servant say this in his heart, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunkards. In other words, his attitude changed. His attitude stunk. And his attitude got bad. Okay? And he began to mistreat his fellow, his brethren, his sisters, and began to hurt others. All right? "The Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him." This is not the rapture. Okay? "And in an hour that he's not aware." Okay, remember, the thief comes in an hour that you think not. "And shall cut him asunder, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth." This is not the rapture. This is judgment. This is punishment. Listen, I believe at one point in my life I was in this position. I had prayed for some things, and I had believed, man. I had stretched out on faith, and I mean, I had given my all, man. Okay, but at some point, some point in there, I gave up. I got angry. I got disgruntled. I got discouraged, and I just gave up. I was angry with everybody. I was offended, and when God came with the prayer answered, I wasn't there. And I suffered great loss. Even to this day, the memory of all that happened back then is painful. Okay? But God has strengthened me. I have the strength to bear it. Okay, I have the strength to bear it. But it's like looking back at a mansion that you own and it was burned to the ground, and all your sentimental valuable things was burnt with it. And it's like every once in a while you look at that. You pass by there and you see that. You know, you can't forget it because every day it's there. But I suffered loss. See what I'm saying? Now, let me see, can I fix this? God has given me the strength to bear it, and I can overlook it. But that's a memory that's painful, or can be painful, because I suffered loss. Okay? I escaped with my life, but I lost some other things. All right? Listen. We must be prepared for the second coming. Okay? And I don't mean just the rapture. Christ is going to come for a lot of people. You know Christ came for some people through the coronavirus? There were a lot of preachers died with the coronavirus. A lot. I remember when I had the coronavirus and I was laying up in the hospital, I could see people going into judgment. I saw a lot of people going into judgment. Okay? And some of them was church people. And I saw some of them going in, they were accepted by God, and then some of them wasn't. See, this is all a part of the second coming, people. It's not just the rapture. There are going to be people, I'm going to tell you, I'm just going to say it like this. I'm just going to say it like this. I don't know if I'm going to be a part of this generation or you. But before Christ's return, there are going to be many, many deaths. Many. There are going to be so many deaths until a lot of these people won't even be buried. There's going to be a lot of people, they're just going to lay them over in a field somewhere. There's going to be a lot of people laying in the street, they're going to be dead. And they're not even going to be buried. They're not going to even be buried. Okay? There are going to be a lot of people, there's going to be so many people dying, they're not even going to be buried. This is what's coming before the rapture. This is all a part of the second coming. We must be prepared for this. I don't know how severe this famine is going to be. I don't know how severe this food shortage is going to be. I'm going to tell you something else. And I never claimed to be a prophet, but I'm speaking prophetically. This is a word of knowledge, I believe you would call it. I believe this food shortage that's coming, it is done intentionally. I believe it is done intentionally. And I believe the purpose of it is to get control of the masses. Wow. Y'all, you know what's coming? The United States and her allies know that we're coming into a new phase or a new era. and they want to be the leader of it. Russia knows it too, but Russia wants to be the leader of the new world order. China knows it, but China wants to be the leader of the new world order. This is what's going on right now. Okay? The food shortage is coming. They're going to try to use that to gain control of the populace. China going to do the same thing. They're doing it already. All right? They're doing it already. They're going cashless already. Russia, they're trying to do it. Russia's trying to build her empire right now by taking that Ukrainian area and Crimea and all that. They're trying to build their empire right now. They want to be the leader of the new world order that's coming. Man, it's a lot I can say on that. It's a lot I can say on that. But this food shortage is coming. I believe it with all my heart. It is being done deliberately. Okay? It's going to be, well, let me say it like this. People, we must prepare for the second coming. There's a lot of things going to happen before Christ raptured the church. A lot of things. We must be prepared. Now listen. The Bible said, as I read, a prudent man sees danger coming, and he hides himself. He prepares himself. Okay, but a simple person walks right into it, and he pays the price. But you go to James 5, the book of, I'm not going to read this whole chapter. Okay, I'm not going to read the whole chapter. But you go to the book of James, chapter 5, and read chapter 5, and it talks about the judgment that is coming on the rich and the wealthy. In the book of Revelation, I think the 17th chapter or the 18th chapter, where Babylon is destroyed. Babylon is destroyed because of idolatry, wealth, judgment coming on the wealthy. Okay? And for all you all that don't know, the United States is Babylon. The United States is Mystery Babylon. All right? But judgment is coming on the wealth of this nation. Okay? They're going to put an end to welfare, public assistance. Even Social Security might be affected. I believe it will. I don't know when. All that stuff. Okay? The famine that is coming, it's going to be severe, I believe. You know, back in 1984, God told me about this famine, this food shortage that was coming. Okay? And I've been doing what I can to warn people ever since. Okay? James chapter 5 tells us how to prepare for the judgment that is coming on the rich and the wealthy. Right? It says here, I'm going to read a little bit of this. It says, chapter 5, it says, "Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupt, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped up treasures together for the last days." You know, the scripture says that the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just. I believe in this famine is coming, this economic downturn is coming. I believe the Christians are going to prosper during this time. I believe the Christians are going to prosper. God shall supply all of our needs according to his riches and glory. That's what the scripture says. I've never seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. This judgment is not for the Christians. Okay? This economic mess that's coming is not for the Christians. God is going to provide for us. It says, behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, have cheated us out of our wages, in other words. The rich have been cheating us out of our wages. Like our BPU here in this city, our Board of Public Utilities. The Board of Public Utilities is ripping people off all over this country. They are ripping us off. They are ripping us off. It's